Hi, welcome to City Skylines. I'm George, and this is the beautiful Otter Valley, which in my head exists somewhere in the north of England. And this is where we're going to be building a brand new city. This map that you're looking at now is the Anywhere UK map by Kuka, which I'll link to in the description, although I have been through and replaced almost all of the roads, because I've missed some, with roads from the UK roads pack, which I think makes the whole thing look just a little bit more authentic and more like the kind of vibe we're going for. So first of all, I need to build a road. So this is our starting square. We have got access to water over here, so we'll have to do something with that. So maybe our first goal ought to be to get a road over towards that, because we know that's something we're going to need. Let's just have one of these two-way rural lanes for now, coming off from over here. I know you don't actually need a road towards your water supply, but I think it makes sense to have one for imaginary maintenance purposes, and because without one, where are the water pipes going to go? Under the road where they belong? Now, getting water pipes across a motorway is obviously a big undertaking. You don't want to be digging up the motorway every time anything goes wrong with your pipes, but obviously it has to happen sometimes. I'll try and minimise motorway crossings, but maybe we can imagine that they're kind of somewhere within this bridge or something. And next, I suppose we need to decide where we're going to build our village, because that's all it is at this point. I mean, at this point it's nothing, but it's going to be a village. Let's just call this Water Lane, because it leads to where our water is. Oh, that's interesting. Let's hope that doesn't happen every time I touch a road. So let's get one of these rural village roads here. Turn all my snap twos back on. I think we want to connect up these roads here, don't we? Let's do that with a nice gentle curve from here up to there. Although actually, if this is an A road, which I believe it is, yeah, this is an A road. So really, I suppose all of this ought to also be an A road, at least for now. Yes, Freer Road, cool. So I suppose our village ought to go in this section here. Let's look at our terrain. It's quite hilly. There's a nice flat area down here near the motorway, which I suppose wouldn't be the nicest place to live. They'll definitely be expanding into there at some point. But I think for now we've got this relatively flat region kind of at the top of this hill, you know, with views for miles. That seems like an appropriate place to kind of begin your historic town, doesn't it? So let's work with that for now. And then, yeah, let's follow these contours a little bit. We're going to work with the terrain rather than against it for now, and try and stay within this one field. Obviously, when we're building our original historic village, they weren't going to be buying the fields like modern developers do, but the fields would exist around the village, so it still wouldn't make much sense for us to cut off the fields. I think we have to just assume the arrow of causality goes the opposite way. I'm just making a bit of a mess in here, really. Is this the right road? I'm still doing a rural A road. I want a village road. Is that this one? This one. My apologies. Let's get all of those upgraded now. That's much better. There we go. We're probably also going to want to do along this high street. Well, actually, that could be this slightly bigger village road. Oops. like so. And along here, because obviously the high street would be paved too. Let's assume that the fields continue to exist across the road from the village, but I'll get rid of these trees in here. All of these ugly vanilla trees. There we go. Whoops. That's okay. Yeah, that's not okay, is it? Okay, I can't plant any trees right now. That's okay. We'll just work with that. Now we're going to want to add some kind of theme, if it'll let us. I can only apply themes everywhere. I'm using realistic populations, so we're always going to have quite a lot of residential demand, at least until we start building some high density things. Yes, there we go. So they're obviously going to want some water, and then I need to think about getting them some power as well. So actually I probably ought to pause the game, oughtn't I? So this little village, this is Ottersby. This is the original, the OG Ottersby. And it's going to grow into quite a big settlement. I say settlement because really this is a Viking town in my head, as lots of things in this part of the country are. How should we get our power? It's going to have to be coal, isn't it? I'll put that. We'll have our industrial uses over here. Can I build off this weird messed up road? I can. But this has good access to the motorway for our coal deliveries. Obviously we will get some coal mining in at some point. Can I just... I don't enjoy this. Let's see if we can upgrade. Can I upgrade to that type? And then back again. That one works, doesn't it? Okay, we'll have a wire fence then. I don't know what I've managed to go and do there. That's something I'll have to look into, but that's fine. There we go. So Water Lane now has this little power plant coming off it. Let's give it a name. Otter Valley Power Station for now. So yes, this little village, Ottersby, in my head was originally a Viking town, which doesn't necessarily make a huge amount of sense because it's not that close to the sea. But, I mean, actually, here we go. There's plenty of sea over there. There we go. This is a Viking town then, in my head. Hence the name. B means settlement, usually a kind of a relatively major, quite significant settlement compared to something more like a thorp, which is a smaller secondary settlement. Put this over here and then we'll get a substation in. Get a substation in. Now these don't actually have to go by the road. I can place it wherever I want, but let's get it the right way around. There we go. Whack that in here, and then does our power go close enough? It should do. If I unpause, it should figure itself out. There we go. Yes. B or by, which is interesting where we get bylaw from, is a very Viking word, and Otter is a nice classic Viking name. But I also just think Ottersby sounds cute because we all know that otters are lovely, cute little animals. And look at these adorable houses, aren't they nice? And then we do have this river running through. In my head, this river that may have had one name that's now lost to the annals of time. Oh yes, sewage, of course. This river into which we might just dump our sewage. No, let's use one of these for now. Put that. Oh, that's a nice fit, isn't it? There we go. Let's whack that in there. This river that may have once had some other name has now been back-named the River Otter, in the same way the river through Cambridge has been now named the River Cam, or Came, I suppose. I don't really know. So yeah, in my head, this lovely river is now the River Otter. And you can just imagine river otters frolicking in the River Otter, can't you? And that's an adorable little image. And then obviously from that, this whole area has become the Otter Valley. Yeah, these are a very beautiful set of assets, aren't they? They really conjure up the image of a nice Yorkshire village. which is exactly what we're going for, so I'm very happy with that. We need some commercial along the high street, and I think this is where we'll begin to cross the road. Let's look at our... So this is all on a hill. That's sort of on purpose. I like building into hills. I think it is an easy way to add a lot of character, and it's actually quite authentic. You know, we're building in a part of the world that's not, or mostly not, I didn't realize how many trees there were there, that's mostly not that flat. And so it's not uncommon to see lovely Yorkshire villages with all of the houses just kind of cut into the side of hills. We've already got our village pub, the Cavendish. What's this? A quiet corner shop. Oh, that's cute. I can imagine a little chippy in there. And then, is this our little post office? Nice. Yeah, it's a shame really that the zoning is the way it is. So otherwise these buildings would look nice all joined up together. But I think we're going to have to deal with that. I could whip out, move it, and drag this along, kind of attach it to the side of the pub. It might not like that. Let's see what happens, shall we? I'm not going to do this for every piece of zoning I put in, but... Go. That might just despawn now. It might decide it's not zoned well, but we'll see. And now we need some industrial. Now, this seems to be shaping up to be our industrial area, doesn't it? You know, keep it nice and far away from all of our people. They're hopefully still accessible. I mean, they have to go over this diamond interchange, don't they, to get to work, which is a little bit rubbish, but I suppose not all that unreasonable. Oh, 560. 560. There we go. This is a grid. Probably won't be seeing too many of those in this series, but let's give this line of trees a raison d'etre. There we go. And then what was this? 240. Don't know why I just did 240. I quite like the idea of some quite small zones, a range of building sizes. Oh, I might want to build a road there, mightn't I? There we go, let's just knock all these on. Now you can zone along this A road, which, I mean, it makes sense that you can, but I don't really like that it's got a wire fence and everything, which, I mean, how would you access your building in that case? So I think I'm now going to have to, I am losing huge amounts of money. Let's, how are we doing for electricity? Far more than enough, so let's knock that and that down as low as they'll go, see if that helps us. Yeah, we're doing fine. We'll survive. Okay, we'll have to deal with that wire fence for now though. We've not got the money to rip it out. It's okay. This is nice. You know, I'm picturing this as a kind of older, slightly run-down kind of industrial area, and at some point we'll probably end up redeveloping it altogether because it's got such nice riverside views. It seems a shame to keep it industrial and polluted forever, but at the same time, you know, that's where you would expect to find industry because you need river access to get things there. These cars are going tremendously fast on these roads. What's the speed limit there? Huh. It is different on one side from the other. That's yeah, let's let's do something about that. 25? Sure, why not? Kind of feels like they ought to be 30 really. We don't get many 25s, but for now I just want them to match, you know? Is that, yeah, so it's just these smaller ones. I'm going to have to go into this default speed limit section and fix that at some point, but it'll take me forever to find what I'm looking for, so I won't do that now. I'll just sort of try and remember to keep that up to date because we don't want our cars going stupid speeds, do we? We've got a little bit more residential and commercial demand. Our little post office has stayed put, that's nice. Let's slow things down and figure out where we're going to put this. It seems silly to not use the whole space, so while something hasn't grown in here, let's just... I can't afford to do that. Okay, I'll just zone instead. Yeah, so we're just going to expand our village along then. Let's take out some more trees. There. And add in some shops. Shops along there. Shops are bringing lots of money for us, which is clearly something we need right now. This is a quaint little village. There's not much going on at the moment. It's going to take us a while to hit the milestones with this, with the realistic population mod, but it makes sense, right? You know, I want to add quite a lot of sprawl, and you know, you don't get that many shops for each person that the vanilla game would like you to build. Which is, I suppose it's fun to build lots of varied zones. There's a shortage of workers, which is a shame. What are we... we can't even look at our population statistics yet. That's a shame. Oh, we've got some money now. That's good. We need some of that. So, when we're doing slightly better fiscally, I do fully intend to expand the village outside of this one field. But I think it makes sense to try and keep things relatively compact for now. Ooh, let's speed things up. Now that we're making money, maybe we can get somewhere soon. Oh, I managed to click that just in time. Just as we fluctuated upwards. There we go. And now zoning in here, there, and then save the trees, so maybe like there, and then just a teeny tiny house here for now. Have I got some form of anarchy on? I have. That's a shame. Let's get rid of that tree and all the ones underneath it, and then turn this back off. How are these shops looking? Oh, another pub. Stag and Pheasant. Another... Is that two more pubs, or is that just one big pub? That's just one more big pub. And another little post office. I don't like that there. It's not facing the corner, right? There's actually quite a lot of variety in my my village shop and pub assets. They just don't all want to grow in, it seems. That's okay. And then need to remember to sort out this 25 all along Guest Crescent. That's I suppose it works. Oh, it's not. That's weird. Okay, let's do it this way. There we go. So yeah, let's formalise this. Freer Road is now the High Street. But it's not the high street all the way back here. That doesn't make much sense. We'll just go to here for now. And can I even grab the other end? That's much too far away. So let's what's a good number? Let's go 92. You know, that's a nice big number. I'm going to keep this little patch of woods here. Little Ottersby woods. The whole area probably used to be very heavily forested, and that's all that's left. Probably some kind of conservation order, some important birds nesting there or something. And, right, we've got enough money now, let's expand. So looking at our terrain, we have got all of this flat land down here, which really is the most sensible place to build next. So this is Upper Ottersby, and I think now we'll get started on Lower Ottersby, and we can have these two parts of the village that, I mean, I'm not going to say they don't like each other, but they've probably got a friendly rivalry, haven't they? That maybe comes out a little bit too strongly when people get drunk at the village fete. You know, people start to get a little bit too emotionally invested in the duck race. So yeah, we've got a few small fields here. I don't think the farmers need these tiny fields. So let's build into those, and then we'll have a slightly more logical road layout for the rest of this area afterwards. Let's just fill in everything that doesn't overlap with a tree, and then let it grow in. Although they are about to start complaining about a lack of water, I imagine. Oh, they're mostly okay, that's good. Turn that off. There we go. Just touch up, and there. Cute. In fact, let's get rid of these and bring this along to meet this at roughly a 90. There we go. That'll do. I don't mind. Oh, Back Avenue, that's an appropriate name. I don't really mind that these roads are all a bit wonky. I think there are lots of reasons they would be wonky. These are, you know, old roads. There was no town planner sitting around making sure these roads make sense. And we've hit our milestone. Isn't that good? So we're going to need a school. Also some healthcare. I've got a cute little pharmacy because we've got these medical practices, but they're a little bit bigger. But if I just stick in a little pharmacy somewhere up here. Ooh, yes, there we go. Cute little pharmacy. And our schools. Yes, we can build our first church, which we're going to want to set aside quite a lot of land for our church, aren't we? Because this would be a very important part of the community, and it functions as a primary school. I'm not going to build another substation for this. What I will do is just that, which looks stupid for now, doesn't it? But I think we will be connecting these up in a while. It's going to need power. So let's just stick in. It makes sense, I think, that this road now that leads kind of towards the church would have some of the village shops along it. Maybe a bit of a local joke. If that one's the high street, in Lower Ottersby, they can have the low street. Now, looking at the size of this big flat area here, this big plateau, I think it's likely that Lower Ottersby is going to be the significantly larger part of the village. We've got the Plough and Sale and the Cavendish again. In fact, we don't want two of the same pub, do we? Let's get rid of that. And then I want to reserve most of the rest of this field for church lands. The people of Ottersby love a pub, don't they? Oh, did I delete the wrong pub? Or did it just go straight back in? Let's look at our speed limits again. I think they're okay now. Not here, on Dairy Farm Close, which I suppose at some point is going to have to lead to a dairy farm then, isn't it? We can do that. And then just to keep on top of things, let's continue to expand here. Now, I'm not paying much attention to, you know, important things like roadway hierarchy at the moment, because, I mean, these roads weren't designed with motor vehicles in mind, were they? So I just don't really feel like it makes much sense to do so at this point. What we're building here is little roads designed for the use of pedestrians, really. We want to connect these, not a footpath between them, don't we? It's designed for pedestrians and maybe horses at most. But that doesn't mean that they wouldn't have a logical layout. I don't want to just build willy-nilly, you know. I want to maximise my zonable area without cutting into the farmer's land or getting rid of the nice trees they planted to separate their field from everyone else. Let's go a little bit higher up so we can... Yes, that'll do. There we go. Let's zone this in as well. And then I'll see how we're doing for schools, whether this church, which I assume is really just Sunday school, isn't it? But whether this Sunday school is enough for everyone. Let's have a look. No, it is not. So we'll come in when we can. When we have 10,000. When we have £10,000, and of course I forgot to give Mid Ottersby water. No, Mid Ottersby is not a thing. That's mad. Why would there be a Mid Ottersby? There you go. Let's loop those around, even though I don't really have the money for it. And I'll start to think about road names at some point, but for now, oh, Quiet Street, that's cute. But for now, just, oh, that's a nice looking pub, isn't it? The Black Horse. Yes, that's one of those fancy pubs. Right. If you're going to be there, you're going to be positioned appropriately. Capiche? There we go. You're clearly designed to go on a corner. There we go. So what's our next milestone? How long will it be before we can get to Worthy Village? Population of 1,000. We can do that today, can't we? We can get to 1,000. I believe in us. Rid of those trees there and zone some more residential in this area. Some more nice people. How's this industry area coming? I love an old industrial area. I know they're not the prettiest. Look at all these dead trees. In fact, we should probably get rid of the trees, shouldn't we? They really oughtn't be there. We'll use these village roads again for now. Probably have some nice roads that would work for this sort of industrial area, but that'll do. Is that steep? That's pretty steep. I should probably have looked at the topography before I built this, because that's unreasonable, isn't it? What can we do about that? First of all, let's move that at least up to that height. Oh, bring that with it. I can't do any other terrain work, which really means I should have thought about this ahead of time, shouldn't I? Oh, this can go lower, actually. That can match that height. But I will soften this disgusting cliff out. Don't you worry about that. We need some more residential properties. So let's try and only take one of these. Let these people keep their homes. And have we reached our limit with power? Yes, we have. So let's whack the budget back up to... Let's just whack it back up to 100%. See if that works for us. Water's doing okay for now. In fact, I'm going to do something controversial. Now that we've got Lower Ottersby in place, let's just put kind of here at the end of Low Street. Let's stick in our substation. And then, yes, I know you're not going to like that. Let's just delete this whole thing and build it again. Because we do actually want some more commercial zonage. I suppose a convenient location for it would be along this road between the two parts of the village, wouldn't it? So that nobody has to walk too far. So let's bring it along here, and then we will end up using the rest of this field at some point. Ooh, that wasn't the right tool for the job, was it? There we go. Because once I break into a field, that field's ours now, and we've got to use the whole thing. Imagine taking a field away from a nice farmer and then not even doing anything with it. Now, I can recycle, but I don't know if we can afford to recycle. That's quite a lot of money on our limited budget at the moment. So for now, we'll just get ourselves a big pit and chuck all our waste into it. It's like a bit of a hill. Doesn't really matter, does it, for a landfill? I'm sure they can they can dig into the hill a little bit for their waste, as long as it's not mad. Right, we need more. Let's get this village school in. Let's put that. I mean, no farmer is going to use this land, are they? Especially, like, we are putting our whole village around here. There wouldn't be a farm right across from the church. So I think that seems like the perfect location for our little primary school. How does that look? Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? Can I get parks yet? I can't get parks yet, but I will put a little play area in there. I might get some pavement props at some point. Right. Oh, before this builds in, this seems like a perfect opportunity, doesn't it, to build another road. Let's get one of these. This is a bit hilly, but it's not so steep that it would be totally unreasonable to build on it. But I actually quite like these sharp cliffs, and I think they're actually the sort of thing you do see in old Yorkshire villages. Let's bring that up to about here. Come off here like this. From here to there. And curve that back down again. There we go. That looks nice, I think. You'll get some nice views from the homes up here, look. If I had my LOD settings nice, you could see all the way to the church over there, look. You've not got a view of the river, but that is the sea over there. Yeah, you've got sea views from up here. There we go. Let's see how it looks if I only zone one side of the road. Kind of like this. But yeah, you see this a lot. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make sense that I'd be building here before I've built down here, except that I'd kind of like to connect up the bits of village. But this is the sort of thing you see a lot, that these old villages they're built into the side of, you know, of a quite steep hill, and they do just have houses with, you know, a significant slope where the front door at one end of the house is at a different height from this bit of house, which is all raised up. You know, it's not actually that unreasonable. And don't these look nice along here? These look quite, maybe a bit farmy, really, for this bit of the village, I suppose, but they look nice. And that's what I care about for now. So yeah, let's get this filled in, and then we'll see if we want to zone on the other side of the road. Oh, and there we go. So we can do police and fire. We can name our districts, which is nice, and we can buy a new square, which I don't think we're going to do imminently, but it's nice to have that option. In my practice run of this video, everything set on fire. You can see all of these trees forming these nice lines. When one sets on fire, the fire spreading just means that you get this crisscrossing fire all over the map, which, I mean, it's fun. It was entertaining to watch, I'm sure, but I want to get a fire station in, ready for when that inevitably happens again. I feel like that works there. You know, I feel like this fire station's probably serving this whole region, and then the other thing we need is a police station. Rural police station. Oh, that'll fit nicely just across the road. No, I don't like that being across the road. I want that somewhere on the high street, I think. Put it on the edge of the village. Are those trees part of it? Oh, that's just me having gotten tree anarchy on. That's what's going on there. There we go. Has that happened to the fire station too? And I just spent ages looking at it and didn't notice? No, surprisingly. That one works okay. That's good. We do need some more residential zoning, but what we've already built hasn't filled in yet. So let's name our districts while we wait for that to happen. This one. Oh, Bromley. No. This isn't Bromley. This is much nicer than Bromley. And then up here we'll have Upper Ottersby. These hot dog vans aren't nice, are they? No one likes the hot dog van. I'd like to see some of our emergency vehicles go out, actually. This doesn't fit, does it? It's too bright. Oh, that's not the right kind of police car. Oh well, I'll figure that out at some point. Because I've picked up some very nice police and fire vehicle assets. I did see a lovely train going past earlier. Well, there was a lovely train going past earlier. Should we have a little drive through our village? That'll be cute, won't it? Here we go, let's go on this lovely buggy. So here we come. Past the school, past the shops, past the little post office. This is cute, isn't it? This is quaint. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Like, you can just imagine living here, getting involved in all of the awkward village politics. Well, I'm having a lovely time anyway. Oh, that's a bit bumpy. I could probably do with smoothing a lot of these roads out. That's what happens when you build everything on a hill, I suppose. oh, just turning around. No, okay, there we go. So I think we've got things into a good spot now, actually, haven't we? It's going to be a while until we hit our next milestone. So this seems like a decent place to end. Before we go, I'll tell you a little bit about my plans for the rest of the series. We're not going to just have a tiny little village forever. Obviously, we're going to grow this into a booming city. We've got all the way over here these lovely ports to work with. You know, these kind of natural harbours, ideal for building quays. We've got this nice train line coming through, so that will make a nice industrial port. Something I'm thinking kind of a Grimsby, because that's where I'm from, and I mean, it's not got a reputation for being the loveliest place, but there's something about these kind of old northern industrial areas that really appeals to me. Like, I actually think they're beautiful in their own way, and I'd like to share that. So we'll definitely be building one of those in this area. We've also got these nice coastal areas, perfect for a nice, I suppose, a Cleethorpes, or maybe a Scarborough if we want to flatter ourselves. The hope is that we'll eventually, I want to build a historic city, you know, a York, and then also I want to merge all of our little bits together into some big mega city, some, you know, great northern metropolis, a Leeds or a Manchester, stick some trams in it. You know, I think we can really create something beautiful together, you know? And I say together because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a town planner, I'm not an expert on any of this. I just have fun playing City Skylines sometimes and watching other people play, and thought I'd have a go. So if you've got any ideas that you'd like to share for how we could make something beautiful together, then I really would love to hear them. Thank you very much for watching. I'll try and come back with another video again at some point in the not too distant future.